Growing up, I was, and had many, kids that I knew growing up with, we were always told that, politicians are crooks. I mean, they're as bad as car salesmen and lawyers and such. We've been told that. I've been told that all my life, I just remember always being told that, living through it. And now you look at our leader, President of the United States, Joe Biden, aka Brandon. I mean, you got more people are dying from fentanyl than car wrecks. We all know this. He knows this. Our border is not secure. We know this. He knows this. The cartels is running a terrorist organization at our border. Our former president was impeached twice. One for Russiagate, which we know is fake news, was pushed by liberals, paid for by Hillary. And then the other was a phone call with Ukraine. And if you remember, Biden is the one that was talking about, the charge that Trump could be for making that phone call. Something that had only been done one time, and that was like during the Revolutionary War or something like that. It's crazy. But here's the problem that I can't understand is, it's not the why. I understand. I mean, Ronald Reagan told us many years ago, this country's going to fall apart. It's all going to start with liberalism, period. I mean, he said it. He's predicted it. Many of other scholars, known higher figures, important figures throughout our history, they've said it. You have one party that is just, I get trying to make things fair for everyone, but you take God out of schools and classrooms, take the Pledge of Allegiance away. I mean, there's many states that don't even teach cursive writing. People cannot sign their names. Like, they sign their name, it's 2 initials. These guys don't care about our border. They know that people are dying. They know that our kids are being killed. They don't care about the teachings, except for, critical race theory that we all know. And they lie openly on TV. I mean, Joe Biden just said that when he got into office, $5 a gallon was the gas. And he got it down to 3 something. I mean, these people are openly lying. And it's not like it's just one time and it was a slip up. It's not a slip. I mean, they're repeating it over and over and over. And it goes back to you keep repeating it. Eventually it's going to come true. People are going to start believing it. And you're telling me Biden, who has the most votes ever in this country, most votes ever, beat Obama twice, okay? This is the guy that never even got 1% in other runnings. He gets more votes than Obama ever did, by 1 million or 2, something like that. No, or more than that. And when Trump also in 2020 also got more votes than Trump ever did. So you have Trump that gets more votes. Just so happen Biden gets more. But in all, when you look at the numbers, Trump loses the election by 44,000? In the 3 swing states that would have made the difference. It was a total of 44,000 votes. Okay, in reality, that's actually about 22,000 votes he lost by, because if half of those would have voted the other way, Trump would have won. So 22,000 votes, 22,001, whatever. But then we know that in Arizona, 200, 300,000 ballots are being questioned. In Pennsylvania, darn near the same amount. Georgia, who knows what the hell's going on in Georgia? But we also have seen all these polls. Now, I don't believe in none of these damn polls. They're just bull crap, and more bull crap, okay? We see all these polls of these Democrats. Apparently, it's like 14, 16% or something like that, that says that they would have voted for Trump if they would have known about the Hunter Biden laptop. You have the media pushing Russia bullcrap. You have Twitter and Facebook and all these social medias is pushing Russia propaganda, suppressing that information being out. So doesn't that equal that, yeah, it was a rigged election? I mean, 2 + 2 is equal 4, right? I mean, you got suppressing fact. And then you got people, again, we only needed 22,000 votes, but you got 14% of all Democrats. What was it, 72 million people? So 10% of that, I think they say 14, 16, something like that, but just say 10% of that, it's 7 million, and we only needed 22,000. I'm just saying. The election was rigged, or at least, and not maybe like rigged, like, but yes, it was stolen. I mean, you can't dispute that. I mean, we're talking about facts. This is not something that I'm just sitting here talking to my phone, looking at a screen, and rambling away on just crap that I'm pulling out of my butt. It's not. I mean, we're talking about, even as much as Google is suppressing information, just go to page 2, it's all there. I mean, they're just not going to allow it to be there at the top of the header. Just go to page 2 and you'll find it. But it's fact after fact after fact after fact. I mean, you remember COVID, right? I ain't taking that shot. Trump's racist. He's xenophobia for shutting down traveling from one country to another country and people coming in, right? He's racist. He's xenophobia and so on and so forth. They're not taking the shot because it came from Trump. The day they win, then it's, oh, you got to get jabbed. You got to get jabbed. Look at me. I'm getting jabbed. And I'm, And then it was, you have to get jabbed. And go and check my Facebook. I've always said this COVID crap was nonsense. It was bull crap to begin with. Still bull crap to this day. If you look at where the death count was at its highest peak, it has been dropping ever since. I'm sorry, not sorry, but when I got a buddy who died on a motorcycle accident, he ran into an 18-wheeler, decapitated his head, but yet on his death certificate it said COVID. Come on, man. Come on, people. We know for certain doctors was getting an extra 25% bump in pay by handling and or disclosing COVID deaths. We know that. We know this. It's fact. Now, I go back to that 10-25% rule. I mean, you got, say, 10% of Americans that are really diehard good people, easy soul, and you got 10% of the worst of the worst. And some people will make the case instead of 10%, you got 10% diehard, and then you got the other 15% that's getting there. But 25 on each side, and you got the people in the middle that are just trying to go about their life and all. I'm sorry, I agree with the same thing in doctors. I mean, you show them, there's crooked police officers, there's crooked, doctors, there's crooked lawyers, there's crooked people in every form of life. Heck, Christians. I hate going to church, not about learning about God and Jesus. I hate going to church because, I'm sorry, these people are just as freaking crooked as a gang member. I mean, So much hate. And I'll admit, I got a lot of it in me. I'm just dumbfounded by the ideology that is just flowing. And I'm sorry, all these people, these liberals that are trying to destroy. I mean, it's okay for a guy who cannot succeed in his sport decide he wants to wear a wig, and now he's on a women's team. And these people who are accepting it, it's not affecting them. They don't have a daughter that's competing against this male. Now, if they had a daughter that was competing against this male, I bet you they'd change their stats. I mean, you look at Kavanaugh. People want to assassinate, trying to assassinate him and all. And you got Maxine Waters and Schumer and all them spewing out all this freaking hate and, we're going to hold you accountable and, get them out and this, that, and the other thing. And then you got Pelosi. I'm sorry, there's a lot of information there. A lot of people who the media is not telling you. Well, the media is not telling you. This is not the man's first time being in that home, okay? It's not. People have seen many a guys half that man's age and if not younger going in and out of that damn house. Come on. Multi-million-dollar home. You ain't got no alarm system got tripped. You got a secret phone call that was made to the police. You got Pelosi greeting the police officers. You got a half-naked man and Pelosi both just holding on to a hammer, and the cops is having a conversation, and they're, hey, we're fine, we're cool, and yada, yada, yada. And I think what it was is police told him to, hey, put down the hammer, and oh boy just knew he was going to jail. I mean, it is what it is because he called the police. He whacked him. Do I feel bad for Paul Pelosi? Yeah, kind of. I feel bad that she wasn't there. I'm sorry. You openly lie. Openly lie. You are evil, woman. You are vile and evil. You're a scam. Making hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah, she and that family deserves what comes to them. Period. I'll stand before God and talk about it with him. We'll deal with it. But I'm sorry. This administration should be on a terrorist watch list.